Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch. I am Susan, your hostess, and today we're going to go outside. I had brought my ginger root into the house before the frost. I want to get it harvested. I've been holding off on this. I've had so much going on, so we're going to get this ginger root harvested today. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the benefits of the ginger root and what we're going to do, the steps that we're going to take to make sure that our ginger root is edible. First and foremost, you want to harvest your ginger root. You want to make sure your root is completely dry and then place it in a paper bag in the refrigerator. You can do that up to 2 months, or you can remove the skins and freeze it. And freezing, you can store it for several months, up to I think a year. Or you can dehydrate it, or you can pickle it, or you can make it into candy. So there's several ways that you can use this ginger root once it's harvested. To save the rhizome to plant, it's going to need to be kept in a cool place like a back porch or a garage area. You want to keep it fairly dry where air can circulate, and you can wrap the rhizome in a wet newspaper or in paper towels and place it in a clay pot. Or you can put it in your pantry. If your pantry is around 55 degrees, that's a great optimal temperature to store this. The ideal growing season for ginger root rhizomes is 8 to 9 months. And you can use this in recipes. A knob in a recipe would be a 2-inch piece of ginger. Now we're going to talk about the health benefits. And I have written down quite a bit of information, y'all. So y'all bear with me for just a moment. Then we're going to go outside. We're going to harvest this. And before this ends today, I am going to take some of that fresh ginger root that has just been harvested, and we're going to put it into some raw honey to ferment to use for medicinal purposes for myself. The health benefits of ginger root includes many things. It's high in antioxidants. It contains gingerol, which has medicinal properties. It curbs motion sickness and nausea. Gingerol and shag oils slow the upset stomach. It's safe for pregnant women with morning sickness, which is another benefit. It reduces muscle pain using ginger tea. You can drink that. It reduces menstrual pain. It may lower your blood pressure. It is a natural blood thinner and anti-inflammatory. It has anti-inflammatory agents in it. So you need to speak to your doctor before taking this if you're taking any kind of blood pressure medications or blood thinners. It improves your brain function. Ginger has been shown to increase levels of dopamine and serotonin. It lowers your cholesterol, but you need to consult your doctor again if you're taking any kind of cholesterol lowering medication. It promotes a healthy gut. It stimulates the digestive acids and secretions. It helps the common cold. It soothes sore throat. Again, the gingerol and the shag oil may kill rhinovirus, which causes colds. It relieves stress. Ginger tea is known to calm you down and relieve stress. So if you're having a lot of anxiety, go grab you a cup of ginger tea. It's great for you. It has anti-aging gingerol. This is a powerful antioxidant that may protect the collagen in your skin, which with me having lupus, that might be a great thing for me to incorporate into my diet more. Ginger and honey treats coughs, colds, respiratory issues, and also sore throat and runny nose. Fermented ginger will last 3 months at room temperature, and it can be stored in the refrigerator, but it slows down the fermentation for up to 1 year. To ferment, and I will be doing this, I'm going to peel and slice a fresh ginger root. I'm going to place it into a clean jar. I'm going to cover it completely with some raw honey, leaving about 1 inch headspace for expansion. I'm going to place a lid on the jar and ferment for at least 2 weeks up to 3 months. I'm going to open the lid and burp the jar and stir with a clean utensil each time. The honey will darken over time, and that will be the telltale sign that the honey is ready to be used as a syrup. After about 2 weeks, you'll also notice that the ginger darkens also. Ginger and honey may speed up your metabolism. So like my metabolism is slow, so this is another reason for me to consume this. It may help with my metabolism. You can also add turmeric root, chili peppers, garlic cloves, lemon peels or slices, or other citrus fruits to this mixture. Each added ingredient will add more benefits. So let's get outside and let's go take care of this ginger root. It's a little breezy out here. I hope that you can hear me. I'm going to get my gloves on real quick, and I'm going to show you a couple of things with this. I may have to move around to show it close up on the camera, but one of the things I want to show you are seed pods, what I believe are seed pods. And I'm just going to pick a couple of them out of here. I'm going to actually leave them in the soil when I get done. And I've got one that is open. Let me show you. These are seed pods. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a little black thing sticking out. I do believe those are seeds, so I'm going to leave them in the pot. All right, I've pulled you in closer, hoping that you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to pull my seed pods out and get them get rid of some of these leaves. Make sure I've got all of them out of this one. Oh, there's another one, I think. Now, when you plant these, you want to put them in a shady spot. You don't want to plant them right out in the sunshine. I think I've got all of them out of this one. We're going to move this bucket out of the way. And we're going to move this over. And again, I'm going to go in here and take all these seed pods. And we're going to replant those, and hopefully they will start forming the rhizomes. In the spring, we'll find out about them, won't we? Can you see them in there? I've got 3 showing, so that's a good sign that I've got some good rhizomes in there. Actually, I see 4 showing. And this one is just jam-packed with these things. My word, this didn't want to come out. So I've got another piece here. I still got more of that one to try to get out. And it's breaking off in chunks, but that's okay. We'll come back and work on that one in a minute. Turn it up. I want you to see this is pretty far down in there. There's another one. Try loosening it up from the other side. Maybe I can get it out. Because this is quite large. So, I'm going to get this piece out first. And I'm breaking it off in chunks because it is just huge. There's another piece of that. I'll show you the harvest here in a moment. Let's see if we can get this middle one out. I may lose some of my potting soil, but that's okay. I think what I'm going to do is just dump this and see if we can't get those roots out. I can put them back in the pot afterwards. Look at the root stock on that. Look at there, y'all. There's another piece. There is another piece. I may need to go back through that other pot because there is so much of this in here. Look at that one. Beautiful. Let me get all this dirt back in my pot and I will be right back. Okay, I had to sit down for a minute to get all that dirt back in there. But I'm going to go ahead and dump this one out just to make sure that we have it all. Look at the rootstock, y'all. Unbelievable. I'm going to take some of this dirt and move it over to the pot. This is such a rich dirt, I don't want to really lose a whole lot of it if I can help it. We're going to get this in here. Make sure that we have all of those rhizomes out of here. And it looks like I did a good job on this one, so we're going to get this back in the pot. But that's not a bad harvest right there. And I've got my seed pods. We're going to get those planted. Let me get my gloves back on. I had to go digging through that pot, that pan I've got. But these are the seed pods. And inside are long seeds like you would see on several different flowers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig a spot, plant those seed pods. Now I think I've got about 7 or 8 of these. So why not just plant them and see what happens? Yeah, those are seed inside. So we are definitely going to get some plants out of this. My nose is running, y'all. So I'm going to plant 4 in this one. Maybe 5. We'll put that one in the middle. And I'm just going to set this on our back porch and let it winter over, because that medium is wet or damp. And that's probably perfect for the type of thing that would happen in nature, is the seed pod would fall back into the dirt. And then in the late summer or early fall, you would see that you had rhizomes in there. So I'm assuming that's what's going to happen here. So I've got 4 to go on this one. And I'm going to put one in the kind of in the middle. And we're just going to let them winter over and see what happens. We'll come back in the spring and see if we've got any plants coming up. So we're going to go inside. We're going to get these cleaned up a little bit. I've got my clay pot ready to put a couple of them in there just in case we don't get any plants out of this. We can plant the rhizomes. And we may make some syrup. All right, friends, we are back in the kitchen, and I've got my knife here because I still got a little bit of root on some of these. We're going to pick out 2 of them. I've got a clay pot here and some paper towels. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a couple of paper towels and kind of set them in the bottom of this. I'm not even going to wet it. I am going to wet the top one slightly. And I'm looking for these little pink tips, and this one has several on it. This one has 2. There's one there. I'm just going to set these down in here, kind of loosely. And this one has several pink tips. Now those pink tips will be what points towards the top of your planter when you go to plant this. So I'm just going to set them down inside my pot like so. I'm going to take this dampened paper towel, and I'm just going to set it over the top of this. This will go into our pantry, and hopefully it's cool enough in there that they'll stay good all winter. I will be going in there to check them periodically and make sure that they're okay. Now I've got a few in here that broke into smaller pieces. So these are smaller. And I'm going to get these washed up. We're going to get them peeled, and we're going to get them into our honey. Okay, I've moved the camera in so that you can see what I'm doing, but it's still got a little bit of dirt in between some of these, so I'm going to have to probably wash this again. But I'm just going to try to peel this skin off a little bit. And then we're going to get these into my jar. And I've got my jar of honey sitting back here on the counter. It is a Pontotoc honey. I believe that one is the soybean and cotton based honey. That's not my favorite. But we're going to get this peeled up, and then we're going to get this into the jar after I slice it. So we'll be back when I get through with this. Okay, I just want to let you know that potato peeler worked the best on this, and I'm going to actually save this and dehydrate it. I can use that for potpourris and different things. There's no sense of wasting any of this. Any of the larger pieces I'm just going to kind of cut up a little bit. That way it will dehydrate fine, and it smells amazing, y'all. Just absolutely amazing. So let me get another cutting board out here. We're going to get this sliced up and into our honey. Alright, so I'm just going to slice this really thin. As thin as I can get it. And I pulled out a measuring cup because I really don't know how much I have here. And I've got a 1.5 pint jar back here. I've got a pint of honey, so I'm going to use that over this. Alright folks, we've got it sliced up. We have about 6 ounces. So about 2/3 of a cup of that fresh ginger. Go ahead and get that in my jar. It was being quite stubborn there, but I got it. I'm going to let this drain in there, but we have our ginger in our honey. I've got my lid prepared with a label on it with a date so that I can keep up with how long I've had it. Let me get a spatula and we'll get the rest of that honey out of the jar and give that a good stir. Let's give this a good stir. Get that ginger into that honey. I'm just going to wipe the rim of my jar with a clean rag because I know I got a little bit of that honey on it. And we're going to seal this jar. This will sit on my counter for 2 weeks to 3 months. I will be burping it every day, and we should start seeing that changing colors very, very soon. Isn't that beautiful though? It smells wonderful, y'all. So I'm really looking forward to being able to use this for soothing my throat or for coughs and colds, for health benefits, etc. So we're going to let that sit for 2 weeks to 3 months. So we now have our raw honey and ginger fermenting. I've spread this out on a paper towel. This will go into my dehydrator later on. I did not rinse it or anything, but this will be turned into potpourri. I can use this in a potpourri mix to boil on top of the stove, make the house smell good. The rest of this I'm going to allow to dry for a day or two, and then I'm going to start working on it. More than likely it will go into my freezer or it will go into the dehydrator. So we're going to let this sit for a day or two and then come back and work on that. I hope that everybody has enjoyed this little learning adventure for me. It was my first time planting ginger root this spring. The video will be linked above. And y'all come back and check us out because you're going to see this when it's fermented and whatever else I make out of the ginger. So thank you again, friends, for watching. May you be fully blessed.